TOGO'S is not a country. That would be Togo. This fast casual sandwich restaurant has a confusing history. The thing is, it is not one restaurant. It's two, and two different entities own it. Like we said, it's confusing. But do you know what's not confusing? Their success. This is a tale of two Togos. There has got to be a thing about schools and creating a fast food joint. In 1964, Tom Newman and Gordon Reed, who were students at Northern Michigan University, decided to create a fast food business. Their idea was that customers would order and get sub sandwiches to go, and they opened their joint in Marquette, Michigan. Since the words to and go were also present in their names, and takeout was what their business was all about, the two founders named their business TOGO'S. The business quickly became a Marquette favorite, with customers lining up from the door and down the street, especially on Sunday nights. The customers who couldn't get enough of the joint sub sandwiches were mostly Northern Michigan University students and other people from the community. However, the early success wasn't enough. The founders wouldn't remain in the business for long. Tom Newman left the company in 1965, and in 1966, Gordon Reed sold the business to Joseph Fountain. Fountain moved the Marquette business twice before eventually choosing its current location at 1000 North 3rd Street. Although Reed sold the business, he couldn't disconnect from it. So when he moved to San Jose, California, he bought a shop in a building that was built in the early 1900s. The shop was so small that it could only accommodate 4 people at a time. Just like he did for the first sandwich shop he created, Reed named this small shop TOGO'S. He opened the store in 1968 at 336 East William Street near San Jose State University with the signage "Sandwiches to Go" in front of the shop. He had already experienced success with Northern Michigan University students and was confident he could repeat the same with San Jose State University students. And if you like to learn about the history of your favorite eateries, be sure to subscribe for more content like this. While Reed created TOGO'S in San Francisco, Joseph Fountain continued operating the old one in Michigan. The old TOGO'S stuck to the values it had when the original founders created it, with its prices reasonable and the food fresh. That TOGO'S continued to evolve as it grew its menu. It also continued to become the go-to place for students at Northern Michigan University, and they didn't go there just for the food. The company has the tradition of hiring students who need a job to pay their way through school. The company even provides flexible scheduling and competitive wages for these students. No wonder when the alumni of the university return to Marquette, they visit the shop to eat. They have made so many memories at the joint. It's not only the students that the company connects to. The restaurant connects with the community as it sponsors many local sports teams and various charitable foundations within the community. The joint continued to operate in Michigan, opening a second location in Harvey in the mid-90s. However, that second location closed in April 2019. Still, according to those in Michigan, they consider that joint successful. So since that TOGO'S is viewed as a success, what about the second one, which Reed founded in California? Reed loves creating businesses, but he isn't one to stick around and grow the business to a considerable extent. After 3 years, in 1971, Reed sold his company to Mike Kobler, a San Jose State University student. After the sale, Reed moved to Corvallis, Oregon, where he opened the second TOGO'S location. Seriously, what is it with this man and creating new businesses? In 1974, the sandwich restaurant opened another location in downtown San Jose. In 1978, the business decided to expand even further and began to franchise. Due to its success, the chain caught the eye of investors, and in 1997, Allied Domik Quick Services Restaurants bought it. And this eventually led to the chain being part of the Dunkin' brands. The new owner expanded the business so rapidly that by 2001, the chain had around 350 units. In late 2007, Main Sale Partners, a San Francisco-based private equity firm, partnered with Tony Gioia, a former president at Baskin-Robbins, to buy the chain from Allied Domik. However, after 8 years of owning the business, Main Sale Partners sold the chain to David Nazarian's Nimes Capital in December 2015. Despite the sale, Tony Gioia served as chairman and chief executive officer of the chain until he retired in May 2017. Glenn Lund took over after Tony's retirement, and under Glenn's leadership, the chain began to eye more growth. It began to work on creating units in the busy places in Corona, San Bernardino, and Fontana, where it hoped it would benefit from lunch-seeking workers. The chain chased expansion while it was also making improvements to its operations. Michael Norcup, who was the vice president of franchise sales at the time, began to work to simplify the ordering process for customers. Norcup revealed that the company realized that the items on its menu boards, as diverse as they were, weren't numbered, and fixed this. Then the chain updated its looks, how it made its sandwiches, and the menu. The company didn't stop there. It also altered its payment system from customers paying at the end to paying up front. These changes, the chain believed, would make it more appealing to customers. While having over 350 stores at its peak, the chain suffered some casualties, as by 2022 it had around 150 stores. However, the chain picked up in 2021 and 2022 when it recorded consecutive increases in same-store sales. In 2022, the chain saw a 5.4% increase in same-store sales. It also signed agreements for future development. So how did the chain manage to turn it around? 3.0. It's a huge accomplishment, and the conversion to the 3.0 model is the most important factor behind the same-store sales growth that we've seen. John Dyer, Vice President of Franchise Sales and Real Estate, remarked, "The chain created a new model, which it called the 3.0 model. This model allowed the chain to streamline its different ordering processes, providing a smoother customer experience. The chain began implementing the new model by transforming some of its existing stores and doesn't plan to stop. Because the 3.0 model has proven to propel sales and profits, we will continue to see that momentum with more remodels," said Dyer. As we said at the beginning of the video, there are two TOGO'S. There's the Michigan one that Tom Newman and Gordon Reed, who were students at Northern Michigan University, created in 1964. Then the second one began as a 1968 Reed creation before he sold it in 1971. While the two TOGO'S took different paths, they are each successful in their own way. But you could argue that the 1971 one has more success. After a few setbacks, the 1971 TOGO'S has found its feet and has recorded impressive progress. Do you think this progress will last, or will the business lose its way? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to support our channel.